Welcome to Mantalk.Ke. It's another fantastic week. We are at Spotify Studios, London. Today, Eli is not doing the introduction, and I'll tell you why in a minute. On my right side, I have DJ Melzi himself,
Hey guys.
coming to us live from South Africa. Sanbonani.
Hello,
Hi,
Unjani.
Mjani.
Yes.
Welcome to Mantalk.Ke.
Thank you, man.
Eli isn't with us today. He's, the co-host who I usually sit with,
Yeah.
and he's the one who usually does the introduction.
Mhm.
And man, I'm really honored to have you on set today.
Thank you.
We were just talking off camera about just how amazing South Africa is and
Yeah.
how powerful you are as just a people, man. And I'm just like honored. I
Yeah.
mean, I've been listening to your music and I'm just in awe of you, bro.
Yeah.
Like your music is insane.
Thank you.
And it's mad. You're teaching me to pronounce the words, but the album's name is Mdala.
Mdala. Yeah.
And it's been fantastic. I've just been spending a lot of time with your music. How do you feel right now?
No, I feel blessed. I feel really blessed and honored to be here.
Yeah,
Thank you
man.
for having me.
Man, it's really an honor. We're saying you told me off camera that you're booked more internationally than you are locally.
Yeah.
And I want us to like delve into your story and get a little bit into that.
Mhm.
So the first question that we usually start off with is because like men in Africa and black men particularly usually find themselves labeled as, toxic, angry.
Mhm.
If they're successful, they're too ambitious. There's a
Mhm.
way that we as black men haven't been labeled well by society, and one of the pillars of Mantalk is to try and take away that negative energy around our names. And the first question I'll ask you is, what do you think is the most positive thing about you as a black African man?
I think the most positive thing about me, I would say I'm rooted, I'm grounded as a person, humbled at all times. I think that's the most positive thing about me, and that's the key thing to growth. That's what I believe personally. So that's something I embrace every single day.
Humility.
Yeah.
That's because it's true. Like when you walked in studio today, I just felt like this calmness on you, man. Like you're just a calm dude.
Yeah.
I wouldn't ask questions, but calm dude. When you
Yeah.
see a calm, most times when someone's in the public sphere, in the public eye, a lot of the times we usually expect them to be like, loud, brash. But like you're the one who's like calm. Your team walks in, is like, nah, nah, nah. Yeah, DJ Melzi is easy. DJ Melzi is calm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, you have to be at all
Yeah.
times.
Do you think that it shows up in your music?
I believe so. I believe most of my music is soulful. There are times where I try to step out of my comfort zone and cause not every fan wants soulful all the time. But I think it does show up in the music. Socially as well. I try engage a lot with fans on Instagram mainly, but I think you can also see that I'm not out there like that. I just show myself, but I just put myself out there, but I'm not out there. I don't know if you get what I'm saying, but yeah,
Yeah, like you
I'm
just
not loud. Yeah.
you're not loud.
Yeah.
You're very chill, very icy.
Yeah.
I have to ask, like, and this is just taking to your bringing. What do you think in your bringing has given you that quality that you are today in your music and in your humility? What about your bringing has given you that particular power that you have over your life, that calm, that sense
I
of
thi- yeah, I think the environment. I think people, being at home as well. I'm a person growing up. I love being at home. Even till today, I'm still the same person. I was raised to always be at home. To always, I was taught how to interact with people. From a child to an adult. I think those are the most important values that one should never lose in life as you go. So I think those my teachings as a kid. I think that's what made me who I am.
jeez. Where did you
Yeah.
grow up?
I grew up in Pretoria.
Oof.
Yeah.
What's the city like? What's Pretoria like? Paint a picture for me. I've never been.
You've never been to
No,
Pretoria?
I've never been, man.
What?
I need to visit Pretoria. Like, we'll come to South Africa. We'll do a whole thing. But like,
Yeah, yeah.
what's Pretoria like? Paint a
Um,
picture for me when you were young and growing
yeah.
up. Yeah.
No, Pretoria is they say it's a very loud city. Actually, it's very it's adventurous. There's not a lot of, it's inland. It's like Johannesburg. You said you've been to Johannesburg, right? Okay. Yeah. So it's inland. It's just it's very vibrant and the people are happy. It's a happy city, I would say. It's big. It's a I think it's the most populated in South Africa. It's just it's lively. It's very lively. There's a lot of culture as well in Pretoria. Although it's a city, it has a lot of culture. It's like Johannesburg. A lot of Southern Africans actually are in Pretoria. So South Africa has like we have 11 official languages. We have a lot of cultures in South Africa.
Jesus.
So in Pretoria, Johannesburg, that's where you find all the different mixes of people. You get what I'm saying?
Kosa.
Yeah, Xhosa, your Zulu, everyone. Tswana, I'm Tswana.
You're Tswana, yeah.
Yeah. So you get a lot of people. So it's very lively. It's a happy place, even music wise. Even with Amapiano, a lot of Amapiano artists are also from Pretoria. It's very lively. That's how I can describe it.
Jeez.
Lively and happy.
Amapiano music, but like Pretoria. Let's start with Pretoria before we get into Amapiano,
Yeah.
because Amapiano we can
Yeah.
go in there.
Yeah.
But like it contradicts the energy you're giving me, because you're telling me it's a lot of cultures, it's a melting pot, it's a lot of people. You have to do a lot to stand out then, don't you?
Yeah.
But why is it that you have developed this humility and this sense of self from a place where everyone is like trying to stand out and there's so many different cultures?
Yeah.
How exactly do you think that mix of many different people have contributed to you as a person? Because you're very humble and you're very like chill and very talented. Yeah.
I think I would give thanks to that to my mother and father for I'm very close to my parents as well. Till today.
Yeah.
I speak to my mom, I think, for over 2 hours in a day, on the phone, wherever I am.
Yeah.
So I think what she teaches me as well, day to day, I always learn. I never stop learning as well. So no matter what's going on around me, I always remember who I am. I don't think your environment should change you. If anything, it should inspire you and build you, but not change who you are.
Yeah.
But it has influenced me because I have a broader mind. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for being from Pretoria as well, because I have a broader mind. There's a lot that goes on there. The education space as well is also good. So it's a place where you can be exposed to a lot. So I'm grateful for the exposure, but I don't think the exposure should change who I am.
Beautiful.
Personally, yeah.
That's well put. The exposure did not change
Yeah.
who you are personally, but you're grateful for that exposure. I think that's a very powerful thing, man. You speak very well, my guy. So let's dive into your music. So when did your musical journey begin? When did you realize, man, this music thing, I might be good at it? And how did you get there?
Yeah, we've got time.
We've got time.
Okay,
we've got time. It's a podcast.
It's a long. It started when I was 6, actually.
What?
With mixing, because I used to love mixing.
At 6?
At 6.
How?
I don't know. I used to play. I used to love toys, also the musical, mainly musical, more than anything. Even your keyboards, things like that. I started with virtual DJ as well. I think, I'm not sure at what age, but around that time, 6, 7, 8, around there, with virtual DJ specifically. Playing, my brother had it, so I used to play around with it, mix all the time. As time went, as I grew older, they got me a laptop, because I took my father's work laptop, because they gave him a laptop at work and he never used it. So I took it and I just got virtual DJ my whole way to school. Anybody who I grew up with can tell you that every single day, going to school, coming back, going to the cinema, going anywhere, I would actually DJ in the car, with my aux cable. That's something that made me happy. Even my own brothers knew that if they wanted to do something, they just have to tell my mom, like, we're taking him wherever, because they know I won't bother them. I'll just be on my laptop mixing. That's just something that made me happy. Going to birthday parties, weddings, family ones as well. Mixing, my uncle even used to call me DJ Young Man,
DJ Young Man.
Yeah, because I used to just love mixing so much.
So you're 10 years old or 6 years old, and you're the one the kid in the party.
Yeah, I'm mixing like straight on.
I can't wait. So other kids are playing in the play pool, and you're mixing.
Mixing, proper mixing. I've always loved it. Like it was my passion.
Kids in the jumping castle, and you're mixing.
I was mixing. I'm telling you, I swear.
So you've been mixing.
Yeah, I've been mixing. It's something I love so much, and I remember I used to love Michael Jackson a lot as well. I used to watch his videos. Or like my father even had the CDs of his concerts and stuff. I used to.
And then when he stands, and then people are fainting.
Yeah, I used to love. I used to love watching that. Inspired me a lot. I used to love the happiness that music brings to people. So it's something I grew up with, man. I never knew it would be where I'd be today.
Jeez.
I never knew, but it's something I grew with through school, high school as well. Whenever there were events at school, I would be the DJ, your Valentine's balls, things like that. I would be the DJ.
So you're not focused on getting the Valentine? Or is your Valentine DJing with you?
No, I'd be the DJ. I'm telling you.
Well, say the truth.
I'm telling you.
No girl is with you as you're mixing. Music is your girlfriend.
You see, if you were to watch, if you were to watch me while I'm playing, you'd understand why I'm saying that.
I watched. Don't get me wrong.
Like, I get so zoned out. Like it's like nothing else is happening around me. It's so I still can't control it. My mom would even shout at me sometimes, like, "You've gotta, smile sometimes. You've gotta do something, And I say, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
But you're
or
too
vibe,
serious.
or dance, or do something.
No.
As soon as I get on the decks, it's like I switch off. I don't know.
You're in
what
the music.
happens.
You're like,
I get zoned out. I just focus, and I'm a very shy person, so it's worse when I have gigs and stuff. Till today, my leg still shakes for the first 10 minutes or so. When I mix, it's so crazy. Like I just shake for the first. I get scared. So I just focus on what I'm doing. Like, what if I do something wrong? And the more I grow as a person as well, the more I get pressure. Like, people are actually paying attention to what I'm doing. What if I mess up? But yeah, it's something I grew up with, man. I told you earlier on. I don't know if you remember, but the PlayStation thing. That they once wanted to get me PlayStations. I just wanted CDJs. I think I was 12 when they got me the CDJs.
Jesus.
So it wasn't like the fancy Pioneer CD. I think it was Newmark something, those ones where you can't even read the BPM properly. Yeah, that's just what I did.
And so you DJ till you're 12. How was school for you?
I love school as well. I love school. I'm always grateful as well. My school was amazing. Till today, I still actually wanna continue my studies, because I stopped the beginning of last year when I came this side. So I was actually thinking of continuing my studies abroad. Actually, I value school and opportunity, especially when you have access to it. I don't see a reason why not to use that access.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's not, like I said, bro, you're different, man. Like you're different.
Yeah.
Especially with your mentality around education, with your mentality around pursuing that which that you love. You know what I mean? When you have that single-minded approach to say, listen, I'm gifted and these are my talents.
Yeah.
But I'm not afraid of exploring other parts of my mind. I often find that a lot of people are reluctant to do that, where it's like, for example, like my perspective is, I'm good. This podcasting thing, turns out I'm a little bit good at it.
Yeah.
But then, like, does that mean that I throw away a career? Does that mean that I throw away? It also means that, like, personally, like, I have to find a way to balance it.
Yeah.
I personally have to find a way to make sure that there's a balance and that the relationship between, let's say, my career and my podcasting works.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing that you're saying, yes, I might have put education on hold, but I will go back to it. It's just that I want to focus on this music thing, and I want to grow it.
Yeah.
And that's particularly different. That's a very different perspective from most. When was the time when you made the turning point
in music?
The time when you knew that, oh my God, this might not just be, a few weddings and birthday parties.
I think that I can say that was maybe just after I finished high school in 2020. It was like it was so crazy because I told you I only started producing. I started mixing at a young age,
Yeah.
but I only started producing when I was 18. So I was always just scared of, production because I was a good DJ. I was so scared of what if I'm not so good at making my own music. So I started, and after a few months in 2020, I released my first, and people were confused about my age as well.
Yeah.
They're like, you don't look young. You look like you're 28 or something. So, and I was 18 at the time. So
Life has hit you.
I released
Yeah.
an album called 18,
Yeah. Yeah.
to put my age out there. Like, guys, I'm 18.
Yeah.
And a song from that album started blowing up in South Africa and other African countries as well.
What was the name of the song?
It's Gleso.
It's
Yeah, it's Gleso. Means love potion.
Hey,
That's the meaning of the song.
hey. Did you do? So I have to ask, right?
Mhm.
The way Amapiano music tends to sound, and I know we'll have a deep dive into Amapiano, but
Yeah.
I usually see like the vocalist is different from the producers. I'm not, like the vocalist is different from the producer is different. Like there's a lot of, I'd say, talent that comes
Yeah.
into one track.
Yeah.
Something like that title of Love Potion. Did you
Yeah.
write the song yourself?
Actually, that one I didn't write myself. I did help. It was Keys, the person I work with a lot, the vocalist. Most of the time I do, because I'm not Zulu, and a lot of Amapiano is in Zulu. You see, so I would say something maybe in Tswana or an idea or whatever, and then he'll just expand it in Zulu.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we do
How,
most of the
yeah.
time.
How is it like working with different talents, especially at a young age? I feel like you have to be very assertive about your musical vision.
Yeah.
How do you assert yourself in the music industry at a very young age, and how did you break in? Is it that people reached out to you to collaborate, or did you reach out to them, and what was that journey like?
That journey was, I would say it wasn't, I was very shy of color. As I told you, I was shy of my production itself. I wasn't that confident with it. So I would work with a lot of vocalists, but not a lot of producers before.
Yeah. But how did you meet even the vocalists? Because
The
you're very
vocal-
young. You're a student.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just, though the first one, I just saw someone post them on WhatsApp. I was like, I think we should work. A lot of the time it's just, I think we should work. Just reach. It's mostly me reaching out. Yeah, a lot of people do reach out as well, but I'm so shy. Like, it will happen a lot of times that I don't make some of the things, but most of my songs I actually reach out and I think of, I'd make a beat and I think, oh wait, I think this girl I saw wherever, this girl on this song would work, and then I go, hey, can we work? Then we get it done.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you figured that out at what, 15?
Yeah.
Gee,
Yeah.
okay. So now making your first album, the 18 one, because
Yeah.
I don't want us to go over that because it's a big thing.
Yeah.
So how did that come together? How did you get the idea to say, listen, I can make an album, I can make a body of work? Because that's not a simple thing. Yeah.
To be honest, it wasn't even making an album.
Yeah.
That was, I think I even uploaded the album on DistroKid. It was just a last minute thing. I uploaded like today, Friday it's out. That's what I did. Just took songs I had, but making it was in Corona. It was in COVID. COVID just hit. Now I'm in the house. First thing I did when I heard this COVID, I remember in my house, because I was DJing a lot as well. So in my house, I just had the studio where I was working, and I didn't have any furniture even at the time. So I remember when I heard of COVID is coming, lockdown 21 days, something like that. Said, you know what? I'm gonna get a few sofas. I'm gonna call people to camp with me through the 21 days. So I called these other artists. One is in Post 69, Keys, Semiti. I called them in and we were camping throughout the days. And the lockdown just kept on getting extended. And so we were making so much music, like I don't know how many songs a day.
Jeez.
So we were making a lot of music every single day. And I'm grateful for that period. Condolences to whoever lost a family member, friend. But that period did a lot as well in terms of changing my life as a musician, because that's when I learned more about myself making that album. I was just making songs. And then when I got annoyed, even people on social media, this guy is lying, he's not 18. This guy is a sugar daddy. He's probably doing something, you know. It's like, you know what? Actually, let me release this body of work and title it 18. You know.
Jeez.
So it was like a cute album cover. It was basically about me. It was 18 and it had my age 18, my favorite quote and verse from the Bible. Proverbs 23 verse 7. As a man thinketh, so is he, you know. So it just had what I love on the cover. That's how 18 came out. That's how I
Jeez.
made it.
And then one track there just
boomed,
oof.
you know.
Okay, so now the track hits,
Yeah.
right? Now 18 hits and it's a smash. What happens after that?
What happens after that? I was like, you know what? I'm gonna shoot a music video, you know.
Okay.
It wasn't even complicated. Just asked someone, hey, yo, can we shoot? We shot. Simple. It was a simple music video. And yeah, that when someone actually reached out, hey, actually, I think I can put this through to, you know, your TV channels. Let me help. You know, just, you
So
know.
people were reaching out to you to help you out.
Yeah, there were people reaching out as well. After that, released another one by Egele. Same thing, started booming, you know. Gave gave a lot of people. I'd asked even some of the guys that would help out at home that give this to taxi drivers, give this to whoever you can, you know. And yeah, it started booming as well. One of the people I worked with came back to me as like, I was in the hood yesterday. You're a superstar now. Like, I'm like, why? You know? He's like, this other, I don't know what you call them over here. You have people we call nyope people. Like it's a drug in South Africa. Yeah, so the one that smoked drugs in the street. So they were singing my song. So that guy comes to me. He's like, I was in the hood yesterday. You are big. You are gone. I'm like, why are you saying that? He's like, no, a drug addict was singing your song in the street. I'm like, why you say I'm gone because of that? It's like, listen, if a drug addict
knows,
can know your song word for word, they don't have time. He doesn't have a phone. He doesn't have a TV, and he knows your song. You're gone.
Yeah, start getting ready.
You know,
you leave.
Yeah, and then it started booming.
Yeah.
Someone called Innocent. My guy from he's not at Universal anymore. He was at Universal.
Yeah.
I remember that time. I was so shy. He called me. He's like, please come to Universal, the office. And I was so, as shy as I am, I was like, no, you want me. You should come to me, you know? Because I don't live in Pretoria, like central. I don't live in Gauteng. I live just a bit outside, like 45 an hour, you know? So he drove to me actually.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like, I love your guts. Hey, you told me to come to you. I'm like,
yeah.
No, but you want me. You know? I was just shy to go to the offices. And he signed me to Universal. I was at Universal for, what is it, 2.5 years?
Yeah.
2020, yeah, 2.5 years. From 2020 till earlier this year.
What did you learn from that project? From that time working with Universal? Do you think what did they
I think I learned I'm grateful for it because I think it positioned me better as a musician, as an artist. I learned a lot about music that I didn't know, the contractual side of it, the business side of it.
Yeah.
I think it's a blessing because a lot of artists they go through a lot of troubles and struggles because they don't actually know that music is not just studio. You know, it's not just being in the studio and making something. It goes a long way. I learned a lot of things. There's something called marketing, PR. You know, there's a person that manages this, you know, there's branding. There's so many things to music than just music, you know.
Yeah, how do you package the talent? Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm grateful for that because I could learn a lot about music and I'm grateful for that opportunity.
Jeez, I want us to move to the next album because you made them pretty quickly.
Yeah.
The one when you turned 19. You know what you called it?
19-year-old king.
Hey.
Yeah.
Now you're a 19-year-old king.
Yeah.
What inspired that album, that body of work? Because I felt you grow. Because I've listened to 18 and 19.
Yeah.
So like 19, like a 19-year-old king.
Yeah.
That title itself tells me that you're more confident now.
Yeah.
You've stepped into your power.
Yeah.
So how did you? So tell me first, what led you to making that specific project, and how did you pick the collaborations you had? Because I noticed there's a lot of collaborations happening at that time as well.
The collaborations I had. Let me start on the making, the title. Let me
Yeah.
start with the title. They used to say I'm a young king. Fans as well, young king. Starting to pick up the age, but still, I don't think 18 achieved what it was supposed to achieve because people were still arguing about my age.
Now you're going to write year old.
Yeah. So now I was like, actually, no,
Yeah.
19. But I said, no, I can't call it 19.
Yeah.
Since people call me young king and, those
Mm.
words. So I was like, okay, I'm going to actually say a 19-year-old king, Yeah, that's how I started with it. And I started working on it, relaxed and slowly,
Yeah. Yeah.
And it took me time. I learned a lot with that album as well because now I did this with the label now.
Ooh, yeah.
I learned that you can't just wake up when you're under label. You can't just wake up and say, okay, I want to release this or I'm gonna do this. There's planning. There's you can't say I want to release this next week. And tell you, okay, wait 2 months. So I was learning a lot as well. Features. I would a song I love from this Piano Ngenzani as well. It's a good song. I did with MFR Souls. Reached out to them. I think we can work together. Our sounds, I think they would gel. From my ear, what I hear, they would gel. There's Casper Vest as well. Yeah, close family friend. I just called him and say, but I think I have something. I think we can work on something. Then we worked on that song. Yeah, just calling and reaching out. The whole project is just that.
Yes. I think that's
Reaching out,
something
yeah.
that's very. I don't know if it's the same in other parts of the world,
Mhm.
but like this ability, this community of musicians. Like
Yeah.
I've noticed that it's very collaborative. Like the framework is grow. Let's grow together. Yo,
Yeah.
you know someone, call
Yeah,
someone.
yeah,
There's this interesting talent here that he wants to work with you. The ideas that are flowing, and like probably that's why I've noticed like the South African market is a bit deeper in
Yeah.
terms of musical quality
Yeah.
and musical talent, and that's
Yeah.
even Amapiano itself is just collaborations, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez.
And I'm sure you've seen with the sound itself is fast growing, it's
Yeah.
never doesn't sound the same ever. Within 3 months it just changes and changes, Sorry. So that's something about let me say a 19-year-old king that I had to learn, adapt
Yeah.
to the growth in the sound as well.
Oh yeah.
You know?
What was it like working with someone like these big stars now? Now that you're like 19 and these are people who you looked up to growing up, right?
Yeah.
Like how was it like? Was there a moment where you're like, oh damn, I
Yeah.
made it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, to be honest, most of the time I was scared,
Yeah.
because there are some sessions I would get into and I would feel so small, I would feel so small. You get different types of producers. You get producers that are collaborative that would say, you guys are literally swapping seats, You go in, you go out, he comes in, out. You guys are just swapping, just creativity booming, and just making something fresh and new, something that hasn't been done. You get producers who are more like, I want it like this. You get different personalities as well. So I think it takes a lot of, I don't know, a lot of calmness as well, being in that space. But I enjoyed it because you learn a lot. From each session I enter, I go out with something new. My style, it doesn't change, but it grows every single time I go into a session, especially with a producer. With a vocalist, not that much, because they singing on the song. But with a producer, I learn something new. Every time I go in a session, I never go in with that mentality of this is how I'm Melzi, this is how I do something. Just go in there like, okay, let's see. Even if a song doesn't come out, I always learn something. That's one thing
Jeez.
I've got from the sessions.
Yeah. So like this humility is literally a tool for you from the beginning. Like you've been using it. You never lose your head. You get signed, but let's not lose our heads. Let's continue. Let's continue to learn, man. And I'm learning from you as well right now on this set. Like to put that in my arsenal. Like with this conversation, to just have that humility to realize that everybody has something to teach you. And some people yes express themselves differently, but like if you're quiet and and you observe and you're like, okay, teach me what you want to teach me, you'll actually live from that session doing more. So like with the 19-year-old king, any specific song that you'd say if someone's finding out about you and wants to hear about that album, is there any specific song that for you was like a light bulb moment for you?
I think it would be one called Abazali, because it has a deep meaning, a deep
What does the word mean, abazali?
Abazali means parents. It speaks. The whole song it speaks about you can't buy a mother's teachings. Or a mother's love and teachings, or a father's how can I say this in English?
You can say it in Swana if you want.
Like law,
Mm.
like mola or law. Like you can't find like the law a father
The
like
morals.
bestows morals.
Yeah.
The you can't buy that. It's something that you have to always embrace and grow. It's something no matter how much money you have, how much you achieve, something you can't buy. That's the meaning of that song, and that's still my favorite song from a 19-year-old kid.
Jeez. All right. Powerful. Okay, guys, if you're
Yeah.
watching this at home, like, share, subscribe. I'm supposed to say these things, but like, yo, man, Mel, it's very powerful. You really think deeply. I want us to move now, 19-year-old king.
Yeah.
Then, obviously, are we still in COVID during this time?
Yeah, a 19-year-old kid was in 2021. Yeah, COVID is slowly going. It's
Yeah.
going out now. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
out, yeah.
So the next project, did you do that with Universal as well?
Yeah, Mdala. Yeah.
For
Yeah,
you know, I
Mdala's
like
it.
that one.
Yeah, you like that.
I like Mdala. Mdala, first of all, why did you put your baby picture on the thing?
Mdala is actually funny thing. Mdala is actually my nickname. Everybody at home calls me Mdala. Family members, old friends.
When they stop calling you DJ Youngman?
They stop. Mdala has always been the name. DJ Youngman, some uncles still call me that till today, But Mdala is like that name. Like, my parents have never called me Tumelo, which is my name, at all.
Yes.
They don't call me Tumelo. They have never. It's Mdala. Close people, they have never. Mdala means old man in Tswana. It means like, an old man. So they called me old man from birth.
But I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah, so that's what they call me from birth. My name is old man.
Yeah, man, I will save your number that way.
Mdala. Yeah, you need to. It's old man. So that's what Mdala means. So I put the baby picture because at that stage there was no DJ Melzi or no Melzi. It was Mdala.
Yeah.
So that's the story behind Mdala.
What an album. What an
Thank
album.
you.
What
Thank
an
you.
album, man. Like, I listened to it, I was like, guys, like, so kind of how we so when you were pitched to us and he was like, yeah, you need to meet DJ Mills, he's really cool, he's such a cool guy. I was like, yeah. Like, so I went and checked your page and so you just chill. I'm like, he's a DJ, he's just chill. And I was like, let me listen to Mdala. I was like, start.
Yeah.
I was like, Mdala itself was like strong opening. And then the second song, what's it called?
Uzuli Mala.
I can't say that. Uzuli Mala.
Yeah, you said it.
Uzuli Mala.
Yeah.
I put my phone down. I said, call him, call his team, get this man here now. He doesn't call this man here now. Then I continued. The whole project, bro, is so well put together.
Yeah.
19-year-old King was fantastic as well.
Yeah.
But Mdala is so well put together that, like, guys, if you're watching this from home, I just encourage you, take some time, put it in your car, just leave it alone. Okay, just leave Mdala alone to play while you're driving. And then after that, there's this new song that you dropped. You know how to pronounce it better than I do. The 2023 one, the one that's dropped in June for the summer.
Cowboy.
Not Cowboy. Cowboy.
Which one? Wandilaka.
See, what's it called?
Wandilaka.
Yeah. Oh my God. Like, every song you've been putting out, I feel like there was some growth there with Mdala and with each project that you've been putting out that, like, I honestly feel like something happened with Mdala.
Yeah.
Something happened, bro. Like, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Something happened. Could you please tell us, like, what was it like building that project together? Who did you call? Yeah, man. And how did you grow into that, man?
How I grew into that. Remember I told you last year I took some time off, you know. As I told you, I felt like overwhelmed by this space of, growing as an artist, as a public figure, So I took some time off, I didn't.
Hold on. Why did you feel overwhelmed? What was the feeling?
You get, okay, I'm a producer. I haven't been producing Like people I work with, they've been producing for 5, 10 years,
Yeah.
15 years. I
Yeah.
work with different people, you know. I'm just there at the time.
Yeah.
Just 2 years experience, or not so much,
Yeah.
Don't know so much, I just know I can do what I want to do when it comes to production at the time. So I just felt overwhelmed. Like even getting into the studio, I would get so overwhelmed. Like I made a song that's this big, even in the streets. I need to top that. That's how I got into studio. Getting to the studio, I never went in with that fresh mind of Mdala, just going into the studio and having fun. So I think that's the time I say, you know what, I'm actually gonna take time off and find myself, rebuild that confidence in me, to actually believe in myself the same way I did when I walked in, because that growth would scare me. Like one mistake, people are gone, or it would scare me so much. So I feel like I needed to take a break. So I did that, not by disappearing off socials, but by not releasing that much or pushing the music that much publicly as well,
Yeah.
Even in Mdala, I didn't put a lot into marketing and PR. Also, the label didn't. It was like a project where, as I said, you know what, I'm just gonna go even overseas. I'm gonna learn a lot. A song I love there is Pure Intentions. It's like,
yeah, it's a really good song. It's because
yeah,
it comes after the
just
word.
humming,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's a
yeah,
happy song.
yeah.
That's the sound. Because I was like, you know what, I want to explore myself and learn the
Yeah.
international sound. So it's
Yeah.
just pure. Every song in that project is
And the
different.
sax. Oh
You
no.
know, you understand? It's just
I
just
understand.
having fun. I just thought, I'm gonna have fun.
Yeah.
No pressure with this. Just gonna have fun and put it out. That's
Dude.
what I did.
Yeah, I want us to take a step back, man, because that's such a powerful thing. Because you might just you might have gone over it, but I want us to take a second. Where it's like previously you were at the place where I've achieved a lot of success. It's very sudden, and I'm not walking into studios with the confidence that I feel that the confidence that makes me make beautiful music. And that allows me to be assertive even at a young age, because you're working with producers who they've earned their bread, they've earned their stripes, and now you're in a stage where it's like I need to make myself a performer just as much. I need to perform just as well as I did before. So how did you deal with that anxiety? How did you deal with that? What did you do every day to get yourself back to that place of confidence?
I think every day what I did is that I went back, started listening to more music, more music I listened to growing up, Afro house, a lot of jazz as well. That's one thing I did practically. Another thing, within myself, I would tell myself, I reminded myself that there are no rules to music, because it would affect literally everything, even how I build or construct a song, even the sounds I use. So I went back to myself and said, the reason why I'm here in the first place is because I entered with that mentality of there are no rules. There's no handbook, to art, and I learned, and something I would always remind myself, that music is art. It's like if you have a work of art or a painting, there's no artist that can paint the same painting twice.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing is dumb to try and paint the same painting again. It won't work. I won't create the same piece of art, I need to just express myself like how music is art and allow it to create itself another painting. That's how I would look at it.
Wow.
Day to day.
Day to day.
Yeah.
Every day. Jesus. Then at what point did you know the switch has happened?
How I knew is after Mdala as well. I had more confidence, I had so much. I think I released Mdala. I think I was here even in the UK. So last year I was here the whole year, just, hustling. I told you how I came. I just came and hustled.
Oh, yeah, you told me, but tell them. Yeah, so so because before you decided to make the decision to make Mdala, that's the thing I want to know. Like, okay, now you've worked on your confidence.
Yeah.
At what point did you say, I'm going back in studio now, I'm ready? What made you feel that?
I think that was after Mdala. Mdala, I was still in that zone of, you know what, there are no rules, still piecing it back together, you know? After that, even just listening to the music, I'll be like, wow, there's so much improvement, maturity in the sound as well. That's when I say, you know what, I can do this,
Yeah.
feedback from people. Fans. I appreciate fans a lot. Fans can be a form of support as well, and they don't know it. Just sometimes going through comments as well, feedback. That you're unique or you're special, your sound is special, you're blessed. Things like that actually build your confidence as well. Like actually, there are people that believe. Can't let them down. I would just go back and be like, you know what? That's when after Mdala, I was like, you know what? I'm good to go now. I'm gonna start afresh.
Yeah.
And just work and work and work and
and
work
you
and
put it
work.
in.
And I have so much music that's still gonna come out. I just been working and working and working and working since.
So after Mdala, the confidence comes back.
Came back fully.
Fully. Settled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm more confident now that I have to come out with a good song when I'm in the studio, I'm more confident now. Like anytime.
Anytime. You can drop it. Let's talk about the banger now that's come with this confidence, which is Cowboy.
Cowboy, yeah.
Cowboy, yeah.
Cowboy is dope.
Yeah, I don't. Help me understand what South Africans. How do South Africans think about cowboys? Why cowboy? First of all, why the word cowboy?
Cowboy, actually, what happened? I did that with two of my artists, Mooks and Spijo. So basically, Cowboy it's an album actually, but the single released last week. The album is coming out Friday. It's just an album of instrumentals. How we came with the name Cowboy, I actually say, you know what? I think it should be called Cowboy because most of the songs we're using cowbells. So we made one, right? Cowboy one. We are using cowbells most of the song, and the chords are like desperado, and just having fun. It's like a street, it's like a banging sound,
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, it's Cowboy. So we made the second one, and then afterwards, when I'm saving the file, then I actually changed the name. I was like, Cowboy 2. That's how I named it, So just going with it, Cowboy 3, 4, 5, 6.
With cowboys.
Yeah, using cowbells. Every single song. It has that Western feel inside.
Yeah.
So that's where Cowboy.
Yeah. Now I see. So, okay. From what I'm understanding from this conversation is Amapiano, the way we know it, is a lot of improvisation of sounds. There's a lot of there's a lot of sounds that like cowbells.
Yeah.
There's a way that the vibe is constantly changing because the artists themselves are inspired. They inspired themselves. Okay.
The Amapiano is it's a broad, it's very broad. It's a fast moving sound. It grows every single day. It's scary. It's beautiful,
Yeah.
Because every producer is different. You won't find the same sound. It's very it happens in the ways. You get producers that they have the same sound or similar, if anything. But I think the best way to go about it is just to be yourself. That's why I learned the Amapiano, because I struggle to make Amapiano that's your commercial, the one that people are used to. I struggle making that. That's not me. I'm better like making something of my own head. It sounds crazy. Even after I listen to it, I'm like, this is insane.
Yeah.
This is not normal. I'm better at that.
If you're
improvising,
improvising. Yeah. If you're to describe Amapiano, because it's taken over the world. Like now it's you're here, you're booked more on international acts. And the question I have for you is, if someone was to ask you, describe Amapiano, what would you describe Amapiano as?
I would say deep house, house, your Bacardi house, jazz. But I can't put it in a category because it has so much. You have your soulful Amapiano,
which I like,
and then you have your street Amapiano, your banging, that has it's like it has your drum and bass type of Amapiano. It has more of your electro, your funky style. So there's a bit of both, but I would say it's like deep house, nostalgic, Bacardi, Kwaito. It has a lot of Kwaito as well. But yeah, it's
Kwaito also took Kenya by storm when it came out.
Yeah.
Amazing. A lot of events actually used to there's a lot of events that used to pop up because of
Mm.
Kwaito. And in Kenya right now, there's an event called Gondwana, which is huge.
Oh yeah, I remember you told me about
I
it.
told you, yeah, you need to check that out, and maybe
Mm.
hopefully, you can reach out to that team, or we can try and put you in touch as well.
Mhm.
They're like crazy. There's a culture
Yeah.
around South African music right now that is mad. I had the privilege of seeing Musa Keys
Mhm.
live as well.
Yeah.
Maforisa live
Yeah.
as well. Last,
Yeah.
I think it was last year in May when they were in Nairobi,
Yeah.
and I just felt that like the energy
Yeah.
that South African music has now, and Amapiano has specifically has now is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And I just when I listened to your album, I was blown away, man.
Yeah.
I was blown away. So, what do you think is the future for Amapiano? What do you?
I think the future for it, personally,
Yeah.
I would say, this is just personally, yeah. I would say, like, I think it's still gonna grow. I feel like it hasn't gotten anywhere yet.
No way. No way.
No, because I know the potential.
Yeah.
I know it can it can grow way bigger. You
Yeah.
know, I know it can be heard at festivals, on main stages at festivals like Wireless. I know it's going there. I think it's gonna grow. I think it's gonna become more universal.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna have a universal style of it, because I think the problem that we had as South Africans, without noticing at the start of it, was a little bit of gatekeeping.
Mm.
You understand? When other people use the sound, um, we need to understand it's not stealing the sound. If anything, it's growing our own sound. So I think there was a lot of gatekeeping at first. Other people's using the sound, other people using the sound over here in the US, Nigeria. There's a lot of gatekeeping as well. I think it's still gonna become universal, because what I've noticed is that it's not universal yet. The song duration, the construction of the songs, I think it's still, and if you listen to it slowly, it's becoming more of your tech and Afro house. It's changed. It's becoming electrifying now.
Mm.
It's getting a bit of that electro feel. So I think it's starting to change into a more universal and global sound. And the more it does that, the more it's gonna grow. But not saying that it's gonna lose its African and tribal qualities, no. But I think it's still gonna grow. I think it's gonna become, yeah, global sound. But that needs to start with us, the producers of the sound as well.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
hear that. I definitely hear that in
Mhm.
terms of how it's become much more universal, it's become much more global, but it will not lose its tribal or African qualities.
Yeah.
It's a very high note. So
Yeah.
that's a very high note to hit. So what are your goals? What's your plan now? You're an international act. You're here in London in the summer. What's your own career path? Where do you see it go in terms of where your musical journey is taking you?
Career path, I would say, I think it's taking me to a bigger space, internationally. I've always wanted to be international. My role model is Black Coffee as well. So I've always looked up to him, other DJs like him. I would say where my career is taking me, it's to bigger stages, bigger events, bigger shows, as a DJ as well. Cause I have a bigger dream as a DJ than as a producer, you know. Um at heart, I'm still more of a DJ than a producer. Although I love music, I love making my own music. But yeah, I think it's gonna take me to a bigger space, production wise as well, musically. Blessed to be working with Empire now. Since university, I'm with Empire now. Also very supportive, you know. Great team as well. So I'm making a lot of growth as well, working a lot with international artists over here in London. I do a lot of studio time. When I'm in the US as well, San Francisco and LA, do a lot of studio time as well. I'm trying to also find that sound, because I still have a lot of Afro house and Afro tech in my heart.
Mm.
So I still wanna find that bridge to merge the two and to integrate the two sounds of Amapiano and your deep house, that deep house, the one like Black Coffee plays, David Guetta, that type of house. So I'm trying to find that balance also through making the music. That's the space I wanna be in, but above all, I don't want to be kept as just an Amapiano DJ. I would say more of a house DJ, yeah, house DJ. that's how I want to be looked as.
Yeah, so that you can be that bridge between Amapiano
And house
and house
music.
music and
Yeah.
deep house music.
Yeah.
Because that means that you access a lot of European
Yeah.
audiences.
Which is my target.
I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any shows that you're going to here in Europe that will allow you to be able to access these different communities and these different people, these different demographics?
I think there's a lot. Think in 2 weeks or so, Cyprus. From them, when I go to the US, LA, Sacramento, Texas, come back. Yeah, Switzerland. Wanna be Switzerland, Netherlands, Germany, or Ibiza as well. Spain, yeah. So there's a lot.
You're going to play in Ibiza.
Yeah.
Playing in Ibiza with black coffee in mind. Like, how does that feel?
Oh, that's crazy. I went to see him play the other day in San Francisco. It was so beautiful.
Have you exchanged words with him?
I was so exchange words.
Have you talked to him?
Yeah, no, I've talked to him. It was so, but not too much, Not talk it, just tell good. Step back. Just watching him was so amazing. I was so inspired, how he's in control, different sound, looking at the people, the energy, music feeds off this other energy. It's just so beautiful, I just want to see myself at that type of level or stage one day, Now I'll work hard towards it.
Very powerful.
Yeah.
And it's good you've mentioned all these countries because now is a good time to get into today's question. So guys, Eli couldn't be with us. He has sent his question in. His question is for you, DJ Melz.
Yeah.
So like we're gonna play it so that you can be able to see what exactly he has asked.
Hey man, firstly, thank you so much for taking the time to come and chat to us on Mantalk. I hope you're having a good interview so far with Oscar. So I can't be with you. I am in Nairobi at the moment, but I have a question that I would have loved to ask if I was there. I've gone in your IG and I've seen that you travel a lot. I just want to know from your point of view, what is the best country outside of South Africa that you have lived in or been to? And the second part to that question is, what was the most surprising thing about one of the countries you've been to as well? So I think that travel and experiencing new places opens up the mind, so I really want to know what you experienced while you were there. So enjoy the rest of the interview. Looking forward to watching this back, and thank you again. Hopefully we'll see you soon back in the continent.
Oh yeah
that
shout out to Eli.
Shout out Ile. Yeah. I love your question actually, and I would say a place where I've enjoyed living most is over here in London, And the reason why, and something that shocked me about London, is the diversity and the culture that's here. It's so crazy. What shocked me is that it feels like home. When I have shows over here, I don't know how many South Africans are there. I can't even count them, There's such a huge market for Amapiano and South African music. That's something I love about London, and I think it's a place where I've enjoyed being the most, I was in LA as well. I tried staying there a bit, but I couldn't. I told you I'm very shy as well, so I couldn't move around a lot. I was just always in my room from the hotel, going to the studio, coming back. London, I'm a bit free. I can get on the train, move around freely, it feels at home. So I think the most beautiful thing and shocking thing I've seen with London, when it comes to London, is the diversity and how everybody can live together, It's so crazy. I don't think I've been to any other place in the world where people live together like that. In London, you can be in a room and 10 of you guys are from 10 different countries, and still get along and have mutual conversations, which is a beautiful thing. I think that's something that should be embraced about this place as well.
Yeah, and I honestly think that a lot of the perspectives that we have as Africans who've had the fortune to travel should also be something that we share, because at home there's a lot of, I'd say, differences that come from literally nothing and nowhere. And if we're able to pull each other up and come experience London, let's experience London together, let's experience each other's work, I think then we'll be able to create a platform that allows other Africans to also experience what we're experiencing here. Yeah. And I think that's a powerful thing, like for you to say that the unity is what you've noticed?
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I don't think I've seen it anyway. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, the unity even for me was a little bit jarring, but
Yeah.
now that you've mentioned it, I've never really thought about it. Yeah.
It's wild.
I've never really, it's really wild. Like people here like can come from 10 different countries and just chill.
Yeah.
Like even right now in
If
the
you
set.
go out in the room now,
Yeah.
just everywhere you're from, you'll hear different countries.
Yeah,
It's
right
wild.
now in the outside, well, it's a Namibian, it's a Tanzanian, it's a Kenyan, it's a South African.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Yeah, in one room. It's a beautiful thing. I've never seen that anywhere else. It's crazy. It does happen, but over here it's like, I think it's on a bigger scale. It's like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. It's a good answer. Can I ask you a personal question?
Yeah.
The chain, where did you get it from?
It's a lion tooth.
Oh.
It's a lion tooth.
Hey, guys. Guys, first of all, this is a podcast that supports. Because we support wildlife, wild animals. You know, we're African. Yeah, there has to be. So how did that happen? How did you get a lion tooth around your leg?
My mom got it for me. It's to symbolize royalty, and leadership as well.
Spotify Africa, you've had lion tooth, lion tooth on a set. I think that's never happened before. I have, speaking of trinkets from Africa, I have something here for you. It's I'm wearing it. I'm wearing one myself. But it comes from Umutoni. She's a dear friend of Mantalk.Ke, and she said that she loves your music and she's a huge fan.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you.
And Umutoni runs a jewelry company. One of the, I'd say it's a very reputable jewelry brand, and it's handcrafted by Africans. So this is a very personal gift from us to you. In East Africa, we have to give gifts to, you know, our guests who are outstanding like you. So here's the gift, my friend.
Thank you.
It's the Umoja ring.
Thank you.
Feel free to unbox it. Feel free to, you know, check it out after the set, man.
Yeah.
But man, we've had such a fantastic time. You know, this conversation has been, I think, very illuminating for me. I'm just surprised at your perspective. I'm just shocked at how wise you are, my boy. Like, dude, you're crazy. Like, I don't think I've had someone say I used to DJ since I was 6, and now I'm literally building the next platform between Amapiano and Afro Tech, and I want to achieve all these great things. I've been to LA, I've been to London, I've done all these fantastic things. You're really killing it, man. And man, thank you so much for your time. We usually have one last question before we let our guests go home. You can give me that so it doesn't burn in your hands.
Yeah.
So the last question is, give me one book, movie, film that inspires you, that you seek inspiration from, that you can share with our audience today.
I think it's still the same book. I've read quite a few, but my all-time favorite is still Think Like a Billionaire, Become a Billionaire.
Who wrote it?
Who is it by again? I don't know. I forgot that one.
It's okay.
Yeah, but it's such. Oh, I forgot the author. I don't even know how. It's such an amazing book. It taught me a lot as well about, you know, the whole book. He's a Christian, you know, and he tries to break the stereotype that's there about religious and spiritual people not being able to succeed.
Yeah.
That, you know, if you're succeeding, you're not spiritual or religious.
Yeah.
And vice versa, you know.
Yeah.
So, or spiritual people are meant to be poor, or religious people are meant to be poor. He's breaking that stereotype. So it basically applies his mind to his mind about finance, about businesses, about everything. There's like a Bible verse almost every page. It's like you're reading the Bible. It's like you're reading a business Bible. You know, he puts the Lord in everything he's doing. You know, I love it. That's why the verse I told you about.
Thank you.
Yeah, Proverbs 23 verse 7. That's actually what the whole book is around. That you are, as a man thinketh, so is he. You are who you think you are. So he just instills that in your mind. The whole book, you just learn, you know, from his experiences, from his marriage, from his life. He's a successful businessman and multimillionaire. Just, You know, he puts the Lord in everything he's doing, everything. You know, which is rare. I never find that a lot when I'm reading books. So, yeah, that's beautiful.
Oh man, thank you so much, dog.
Thank
What
you.
a podcast, guys.
Thank you.
Man, if you've watched Mantalk.Ke, we've had Tumelumpai,
Yeah.
DJ Melzi himself in the building. Thank you so much for pulling up.
Thank you for having me.
You're such a legend, so humble, man, so powerful, man. You speak with so much power, so much power. It's
Thank you.
incredible, guys. Like, share, subscribe. We hope you've enjoyed this podcast half as much as we enjoyed making it, because we had a ball.
Yeah.
Like, share, subscribe, dude. Bye bye.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Guys.